You can start whenever you want.
Okay, I'm sorry. Hello, my name is Kia, and this is my story. I would have to say the people I surround myself with in my self esteem. I have a tendency to put people above me and my own needs, not to mention the people that I surround myself with only really do me harm. And as much as I want to believe that they're good for me, they never really are. But I'm like a Captain Save a Ho type of person. And I just want to see the best in everybody, despite what people may think about me. But I actually really do see the best in everyone. And it doesn't always really turn out the way I want it to. And I usually end up getting fucked in the end. I had some family issues to where I felt like that, and I didn't necessarily handle the situation as best as I could, and neither did some of my other family members. I've had plenty of bad altercations with friends to where I would go the extra mile for them, but they would never do the same for me when I needed them. And I would always need somebody, but nobody was really there for Kia, so I had to start being there for myself. And my significant others at the time in the past were never good for me as well. They only wanted me for what I could do for them at that moment in my heart, because I'm very giving and I'm very nice and sweet and loving and caring, but they weren't the same back. I like to think of it as a blessing and a curse because I am a believer of second chances. I've fucked up so many times in my life that I like starting over. If my mom could say anything about me, I'm the queen of starting over. I'm the queen of every couple months losing motivation and lack to do anything. But then one day, either God or myself or some quote I see or something I saw in a movie will motivate me, and I'll get up and I'll start right back over again. And I'll say, well, maybe today will be better than the next. Maybe this friend will be better than that friend. And I would say over the years, it's made me get more stronger. But I don't let anybody's actions change my character. And I think that is something I really had to learn because I felt like I had to change for other people. But I'm really an awesome person and I don't have to change for anybody. And even though I want to say that it's a curse that I care so much for people, it's very naive at a lot of points. But I think that every situation gives me a new lesson and helps me to grow in some type of way. It was one traumatic thing actually. My senior year, and I was with my ex, and we had been together for about 6 years. Those 6 years, he cheated on me for three of them, and I was fully aware of it. But to me, I could do no better. I wasn't pretty enough. I wasn't skinny enough. Even though I was on the cheerleading team, I was a fat cheerleader. I was this, I was that. Like, I just wasn't enough. And um, we, I just accepted everything that pretty much he did to me. And I kept telling myself, well, I'm a loyal person and I'm going to stay with him and this, that, and the other. And, he's only doing this because he's young and he's confused. And I would make excuses for him all the time. In my senior year, I started, because I lost so many friends because I was always with him. I put him first and nobody liked him because they saw what he was doing to me. And my family didn't like him at all. And yeah, so I started hanging out with myself because when he was off cheating on me, I had a lot of free time. So when I started hanging out with myself, I started liking myself a lot more. And when I was a senior, we decided, I decided to take a step back and believe everything that he loved me and that he wanted to be with me. And I decided to get engaged with him. And about a week and a half later, I found out that I was pregnant. And that was something. And that changed a lot. Since I was younger, I always wanted to be a mom. So even though I didn't, I know nobody wants to be a teen mom, but I felt like this was God telling me, like, okay, this is what you need to do. Like, this is what you slick been waiting for. And this is going to make you and his relationship, better. Not that I got pregnant on purpose or anything. I didn't. But I was one of those naive people that's like, okay, it's going to make him love people or make him want to stay with me and, not cheat on me. But that was not the case. And if anything, it made him worse. And I was very influenced by a lot of people around me, close people, and to me, felt a little forced, and I had an abortion. And he was with me, and he rode with me and my mother, and I didn't want to do it at all. I felt like it was the worst thing because I'm actually pro-life, but when you're 17 and your man ain't shit for real, and your family's just looking down on you like you just did the worst thing that you could have possibly have done and talking about you and everything, and everybody at school already calls you stupid for staying with the town hoe, and he cheated on me with all the town hoes. You get very discouraged, and it was my weakest point, I would have to say. And I don't like anybody making me feel like I have to do anything because of that one situation. And so yeah, I got the abortion, and it was the worst day of my life, actually. October 1st, 2015. I celebrate it every year. And after that, I started seeing him completely differently because I started seeing myself differently. And for a long time, I actually didn't talk to anybody about it. I was ashamed. I felt like fake to believe in not having abortions and then get one. To this day, I tell people that I miscarried rather than abort because I'm ashamed. And I just feel like that day I lost a really big part of myself. But that is the day that changed everything. And that I told myself I can never be anybody's target or anybody's victim or let anybody change my mind about anything that I set my mind to. And I forgave myself and I forgave him, and I left him, and I started hanging out with myself a lot more and learning who I am and who I wanted to be and what I like and what I don't like, because all I liked is whatever he liked. And I pretty much made my life about him rather than myself. And I refused to be weak. I refused to be anything but myself and be strong. And I know that I am. And I took that day as the day that the real Kia became her, that I became Kia. That life isn't over. I was very suicidal at that moment because I was ashamed with myself. I had already previously, years before, in middle school, because I had a lot of mental problems, thought about committing suicide. But you feel like when somebody takes that part of you, or you feel like you give somebody a part of yourself, like your whole heart, and it's just ripped away in seconds. Like, you feel like nothing can be worse and that life is over, but it's so not. It is only just begun. And I take every wound now like like a champ. I put band-aids on it very quickly. It may hurt me, I may cry, I may scream, I may shout, but I know things will get better. I know that I am capable of being alone and that anybody else is. And that I would say that if you feel like you are lost without somebody, that you need to work on being okay with being with yourself before getting back together with anybody or being without anybody or, vice versa or whatever. It takes a lot, but with the right motivation, the right people surrounding you, definitely. Not that you can't do it alone like I did, but certain people can make it. Faith. I'm not very religious, but a lot of people are, and that helps a lot of people. You just have to want it. You don't. Nothing comes easy if you don't work at it, and that's something that you just have to work at. You have to work at telling yourself, no, I deserve better. No, I will not tolerate this. No, this will not happen. And when you get better at saying no, it's easier. It gets so much easier. And I tell everyone no now, unless I say otherwise. But the problem with people is they dwell. You can't dwell on things that has happened. If you dwell, like, your mindset, your body is always going to stay in that. Like, nothing is going to change. You have to want to change and actually want it. You can't just say like, oh, I want to change. Like, no, it's not like, oh, I'm going to go to the gym, but I don't go to the gym. Like I say every day. But it's like, I want to be better. I want to be happy. Happiness, people don't understand. It's not a thing. It's like, it's a mental thing. You can mentally, I know poor people that are happy as hell with their 5 kids and husband and this, that, and the other. And yeah, they struggle, but they're happy because it's a mental thing. You have to want it. You have to believe that you can actually achieve it. And it's also about your perception of what makes you happy. I believe I'm in an amazing place. But since then, I I definitely still think about my past. Like I said, October 1st, 2015. I think about it every year. The month always comes, the day always comes. I think about everything that's ever happened to me because I've went through a lot besides that. So I'm definitely in a better place. I struggle with things from time to time. I lack motivation in a lot of things, but never in myself. I never lost the motivation to just be me and remain humble and remain calm and collected and always know what I deserve. I have a tendency to go back on it every once in a while, but I get myself back very quickly now. I will not be with somebody for 6 years and do all of that. No, but I'm extremely in a better place on working on myself, but there's always room for improvement. So I wouldn't say that I'm 100% there. I would say that I'm still going and I still got a lot more to go and a lot more to learn about myself as I get older. I'm 21 years old and my story's just begun.
Okay. Thank you.